my upcoming budget, I will reduce the multi-residential tax rate so no renters will face huge increases. That's what you want. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, that was Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow speaking in Toronto earlier today about the city's plans to tackle the city's deficit, transit, and housing challenges ahead of the upcoming City of Toronto budget. There has been much debate over raising property taxes in the city. For more on this and what the city can do to address its deficit, let's bring in Enid Slack. She's the director of the Institute on Municipal Finance and Governance in the School of Cities at the University of Toronto. Enid, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So for those viewers outside of the City of Toronto, I just wonder if you can paint a picture of the city's finances for us.
Well, the city is required to balance its operating budget. And this year it was facing a deficit of $1.8 billion. Keep in mind the city's budget is about $17 billion on operating and another $50 billion almost over the next 10 years on capital. So it's a very large budget. It's actually larger than half of the Canadian provinces. And it's required to balance its budget. It's facing this operating deficit, and there are a number of ways of tackling it. It has found efficiencies, but it is also required to increase property taxes.
And it was a fact that the Mayor Chow, in her campaigning, she talked about that expectation that property taxes would be going up in order to try to get this deficit situation under control. So it shouldn't really come as too much of a surprise necessarily, should it, Enid?
Well, I guess not. I mean, if we look back to the time of amalgamation in Toronto in 1998, for the first 3 years after amalgamation, we had zero property tax increases, not even at the rate of inflation, zero. And since that time, property tax increases have gone up at or below the rate of inflation. But cities' costs are going up. There is inflation. And what we found is they're able to balance their budget, keep taxes low, but at the expense of the state of our infrastructure and at the expense of the quality of services. And I think people are starting to see that now. They're starting to see potholes. The mayor talked a lot about potholes today, crumbling sidewalks, parks that aren't, as beautiful as they used to be. And this is, I think, the legacy of not increasing property taxes in the past.
In a city where there are a lot of renters as well, does this put a lot of pressure onto homeowners to, help fund those things like the potholes that everybody, has to deal with on their drive or their bike ride or what have you?
Well, I mean, everybody pays property taxes. Residential property owners, tenants pay through their rent. Commercial industrial properties pay property taxes. Historically, in this province, we have overtaxed apartments relative to single-family homes. And the city and other municipalities across the province are trying to reduce that inequity. And so that 9% general property tax increase for residential is actually 4.5% increase for multi-residential buildings. So everybody's paying something for these expenditures.
Are there other options for a city like Toronto? I mean, you talked about efficiencies, finding efficiencies within the budget to try to cut costs. But are there other options other than taxes that they could still yet explore?
Well, municipalities in Canada don't have a lot of options for raising revenues. I mean, Toronto has the property tax. Of course, it has the land transfer tax as well and some other taxes. It has user fees, so for transit, water, garbage collection, and water rates and garbage collection rates have also been increased in this proposed budget. But, then there's provincial and federal transfers. So there's not a lot of options for municipalities. I said that Toronto's budget was as large as half of the Canadian provinces, but Toronto cannot raise an income tax or a sales tax without provincial legislation.
So when we actually learn what the amount will be that property taxes are raised by, what are you expecting? Where are you expecting it to land, Enid?
I don't know the answer to that. That's a hard one to call. I mean, the proposal is on residential for a 10.5% increase, which includes a general rate plus the city building levy. But we have to understand that people want great services, and I think people are starting to see some of the services and infrastructure deteriorating, and we are going to have to pay for that, and there is going to be a tax increase.
And at the end of the day, when you talk about a 10% increase for the average person, I mean, it's hard to put a sort of number necessarily on it, but is it a huge dollar amount, do you think, per person or per household in the city?
Well, the city is estimating that on an average house, it would be about, I think the mayor said today $1 a day. So, between $300-400 a year on the average residential homeowner.